Alright, so let's see if it's actually gonna go through. It's been super fucking long. I haven't really been having the best time in my personal life, so I just wanted to get back into streaming, do something. A little bit of Lobotomy Corporation. I know what people are asking. That seems like a weird game to, relax to and get back into things, but I actually like this game. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Day 1, first day, you start a new game with current abnormality observation levels. We don't have any because I did a fresh wipe. I don't know, I just like going back to this game every once in a while. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, O3-3, or O-3-3. It feeds on the evil that seeps out during conversations between people. Hello, X. I give you a warm welcome to Lobotomy Corporation. I am Angela, your advisor and secretary. My role as an AI is to assist you in adjusting to your new workplace. Please have no worry in speaking with me or asking any questions. It's quite rare for an AI to have a name. I was born of one of the wings of the world. It signifies that I am one of the best to exist in this age. I know what you must be thinking. Your eyes show that you think I look too human to be an AI, am I wrong? However, there is a great difference between us. I am bound here. I cannot go wherever I please like you do. I may be able to operate the systems of this corporation to open a door or prepare a cup of coffee for you, but I cannot take a step outside this building to bask in the sunlight or feel the gentle breeze. Now, in regards to my appearance, as you can see, the color of my hair is that of the morning sky after a light shower. Tone and shape of my voice is taken from the wisest person in the world. Lastly, my face is picturesque of the person who had the most beautiful smile. Don't worry, that was a joke. There could be no such person on this earth. My appearance was designed with attractiveness to the largest number of people possible in mind. If the way I look is pleasing to your eye, I am working as intended. Moving on, artificial intelligence is much more efficient in comparison to humans in terms of multitasking. I am the best in a majority of work fields. I'm able to handle the work of several dozen people at once. I've certain many people have lost their jobs because of me. It's such a shame. Well, enough with introductions. Is there anything you'd like to know? Yeah, could you inform me about the company? What is exactly that we do? What is my new job? That's not a bad thing to ask about. Put it this way. Your world is constantly growing. Demand for energy is exponentially increasing as technologies advance. All conventional energy sources combined cannot sustain the world further. In search of a solution, we happened to stumble upon mysterious beings whom we dubbed abnormalities. Then we figured out that energy could be harvested from these abnormalities via a special method. To isolate them in a controlled environment and to harvest energy from them. Our corporation became one of the wings of the world for this discovery that benefits humanity in two ways. Once you are fully placed in the role of the manager, you'll be able to access all current information on the abnormalities from the encyclopedia. It is very important that you know and understand these beings well to be successful in your position. For now, the encyclopedia's pages lay blank, to be filled out little by little. Don't concern yourself too much with it. It is the task of your subordinates to pen it. You have joined the company in an opportune moment, by the way. Lobotomy Corporation is always looking for ways to improve its harvesting processes. Our systems are continually updated to support this. Speaking of which, there is a new update to your system right before you arrived. Means the working conditions have been improved upon compared to those of your predecessors. Think of it as a small welcoming gift. Best of luck for us. I was just about to mention you. Please do you not understand the concept of patience, do you? Part of my manager's manager. I was talking to one of your other AIs that work here. I shall introduce her to you. Our facility is a huge one, and even I would have trouble managing it on my own. So someone determined that there should be an AI to assume head control of each department. If I were to be considered the cerebrum, they would be the cerebellum. Naturally, of course, I should be your most trustworthy and capable companion among all the AIs. Well then, shall we greet her now? Just even, this part of the reason I kind of like this game. Even from the get-go, there's just so much going on. Like, I understand, like, this background image is supposed to be, like, the Tree of Sephiroth or something. I'm not actually that, like, into spirituality, so I think it's Judaism, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I butcher that. You can hear rushed footsteps from behind. Manager. I arrived just in time, right? Time is only about 1 minute late, so I guess it still counts as on time. Congratulations on joining Lobotomy Corporation, Manager. I do not want to disturb this touching moment, Malkuf, but every second counts in Lobotomy Corp. Make your introductions as brief as possible and go prepare for the meeting. Seems Miss Angela is in a good mood today. But hey, at least the other Sephiroth are looking forward to meeting you. Well, maybe not all of them. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Malkuf. I'm in charge of the control team. Since we're the control team, we have a great deal of responsibility. I'll try my best to help you by improving the basic functions of this facility, Manager. I'm sure you'll be a bit nervous right now. It takes a bit of time to get used to things around here. I know from experience. But don't worry, I'll be sure to help you. I am not exactly the best at everything. I used to be a problem Sapphira, you know. I would sew buttons onto the shirt in the wrong direction, or add salt instead of sugar to food. But still, you could do it, just like I managed to. I'm sure you'll succeed, Manager. I'll give you an easy task since it's your first day here. I wish you the best of luck. I can't take it anymore. Manager, you're in there, right? I have to get out of here. Please, I know you're capable of it. You're the manager. You're not the same as the rest of us. You could do anything. Why do you want to quit? Do you like working here in the control team? Every day is a delight for me. It's so horrible. I can't take it anymore. I'll go insane. Nothing here is normal. Really think you can't handle it? Please, I don't want to be here. Let me out of here, please. Manager, even though you're the one at the head of the facility, that employee belongs to my department, so I believe I can take care of this. Let me handle this, please. Sure. Here, good luck. I trust you. Thanks for acknowledging my position. Please don't be alarmed. These kinds of things happen quite often. Right. It must be the first time you've seen something like this. Usually Miss Angela and I handle this kind of stuff. It's just a tiny hiccup. Nothing for you to worry about. No, please, Manager, please! Manager, make sure that you remember that your primary goal is harvesting energy from the abnormalities. In order to harvest energy, you need to work on them. It's the most basic yet important task we have at the corporation. Please don't let me down. I know you can do it. Goal, complete 3 work processes with the abnormalities. That is pretty easy. So we have just a control team right now. Each day you can expand 1 department. Are you ready to open up the control department and begin managing abnormalities? Yes, I am. Well, let's go ahead and get started. A little bit of an introduction. Forgot how much talking is actually in this game. So let's see. We got 2 lobotomy ports. We also have Mason over here, our basic newbie. So we're just gonna pop him right on the team. Do I want to have a second person? I think. Yeah, why not? We'll hire a second person, and we're gonna give you. I can't actually get justice. That's fine. We can do time fine with 2 employees for right now. We shouldn't have any ego yet. So we just basically have 2 basic bitch employees, which is great. And they're gonna kind of walk around on their own. Okay, and so we have our first abnormality over here. It's our only abnormality, so this day should be pretty easy. All we have to do is get 15 energy for the day, and so we're just gonna come over here. Now, this is our pretty basic abnormality. We will get this every time we start the game, so I already know how to work with this one. But O-3-3, so we're going to go ahead and send somebody into our attachment. It's a nice thing about sending somebody to work. When they work with a particular... we have 4 different types of work. Instinct, Insight, Attachment, and Repression. When you work on any one of these, you get, like, experience towards that stat. So, you know, because I know Attachment works best with him, we can get some easy attachment experience with some of our employees. That will come important later on, but for right now, we'll just send our employee over there. See if we can glean any clues as he works on there. Mason is understandably terrified upon entering the containment unit. I would be too! That is a pretty scary thing, and the sins of Mason shall reach O-3-3 soon. And as you can see, because we picked the right work, we are greatly succeeding. Now this abnormality is not particularly dangerous. I don't think it could actually kill us. I've never seen someone die from this one. So this pretty much acts as the tutorial. One thing to be mindful of, when we send somebody to work, this bar over here in the top left will increase. If it gets full, we will have a meltdown. So that is another thing we got to look out for. Again, a meltdown shouldn't be too dangerous early on, but as we get further on the game, it will get more and more dangerous. So we got 6 energy out of that, which also gave us 6 PE boxes. And with those PE boxes, we can go ahead and into our abnormality here and get some information. As we get information, we are actually going to get more of a background description of him. So I will read this off when we get 100%. And we also get perks, depending on the observation level that we have. Great increase in success, work speed, and overall, it just makes the abnormalities easier to work with. That is going to be very helpful later on when we get to more and more dangerous stuff. So we're going to go ahead and select our work. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We can reset our day if we want to. Eventually, when we get further on, we can actually reset the specific points in time in the game. So if we ever get put in a position where we have fucked ourselves because we have too dangerous of monsters to deal with, we can just go back in time. So I think first off, what we're going to do is we will come over here. This box down here will let you know the types of work that will work best with that particular abnormality. Actually, at level 1 and 2, Insight does seem to work really well with it, so that's also good news. But Attachment works best across the board, and like I said, that's why I went with it in the first place. So what we're going to do now is we are going to send our other character in there to get him some experience with Temperance. Because when a character gets Temperance, they, as it gets higher, their work success and speed also increase. So it's also another real nice way to... why do you have a... Hold up. Why do you have a Justice buff already? Move speed +4. That might be because of what he's wielding? Yeah, I think that's wielding stuff. Alright. Parker failed to elicit a response from O-3-3. Is it not possible to just once forgive an act of evil as long as the intentions behind it were pure? I don't know, maybe. Let's see, we have all the energy we need for the day, but I think I'm going to keep going because we still have our mission here that does require us to work 3 times, and I kind of want to show off what happens when we get to a meltdown. So we're going to come over here, and there we go. So completion of that gave us our first level, which gives our work checks chance plus 5%, which also gives us information about an ego gift we can get from the abnormality. When we work for some of these abnormalities, there is a chance for them to give us an item on that particular character that worked on them. So eventually, if we keep trading off with Mason and Parker here, they will eventually, there is a chance they will get a Crown of Thorns. And the Crown of Thorns gives us 2 SP, a work success rate plus 10 when we're the corresponding abnormality. So what's kind of a good idea is sometimes if you have an employee that gets one of those ego gifts, just to kind of stick them on that abnormality because they get a bonus from it. Okay, so this one up here is actually also really important to grab because it just will let you know kind of tips on how to handle the specific abnormalities. So when O-3-3 will restore the employee's mental state when the work result is good. Effigy, who received a benediction, committed he felt refreshing. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to send you back in there. It's kind of a good idea to kind of spend these early days grinding out specific stats that you want to work towards. So even though we could technically end the day right here, I want to finish up our mission. It won't take too long. Get as much information out of here as we can and kind of raise up our stats. It's just because it'll make our lives a little bit easier later on. Oh, we actually have his name still there. Although 1 sin and 100 good deeds has no eyes, Mason failed to elicit a response from 1 sin and 100 good deeds. Yeah, we're gonna have an okay result from this. Just because you have doing the right work does not mean you'll necessarily succeed, so that is something to be mindful of too. It is still kind of up the chance. So let's get our second tip here. After a maximum number of PE boxes are produced, O-3-3, it restored the mental health of every employee in the department. Great. And so now we can also come down here. It gives us information of our ego suit that we can buy off of him. Essentially, this will give us a little bit better defense. I think base defense. I can't show it now, but... Oh, no, I can. So we're going to take 1% damage from red, 1% damage, or not 1%, 100% damage from red, or 100% damage from white, 150% damage from black, and 200% damage from pale. If you count, already seeing that there's a pattern here. Think 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. You have red, white, black, and pale horse. So you're already getting some of that symbolism going on. So let's go into here real quick. Let's see. We are going to continue to work. We're going to send Parker in there now. I think I'm going to complete this abnormality before we move on. I kind of like doing that, where I like to try to move up, get everything I can, as long as I'm not in danger. Sometimes that won't be the case. Okay, so this is what a meltdown is. See this red box here? We had filled up the bar up here, and this number will let us know how many of our abnormalities will actually freak the fuck out. They won't start freaking out until the employee who's currently in there stops working. So we do have a little bit of a buffer window, but we need to send Mason almost immediately right back in there as soon as this work is done, or else this bar will start melting down. When this melts down completely, bad things can happen. Again, we are still in the first day of the game, so I don't think this particular abnormality is that dangerous. It cannot escape. It cannot kill any of our crew. But just for the sake of, you know, showing what to do, this is what we do. We just send our employee over there to work. And now our abnormality is happy and no longer freaking out, so that's great for us. Okay, so now that we've got all the management tool tips and the what works best, let's go ahead and get the escape information. Escape information is great because it kind of will let you know how many turns it will take for an abnormality to, how many bad results you can get before the abnormality, like, says, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. But because this is a non-escaping entity, that is not something we have to worry about. And then we also have our weapon here. Weapons are great because it will tell you specifically kind of what the kind of damage it does, the kind of range it will have. So there are actually ranged weapons that do help us out a lot, because we do not want to get close to some of these guys. And basic information here, 1 standard, 100 good deeds. It does white damage, so this is important to keep a lookout for, because as we're working, we are taking damage, and if we send somebody in there with a low prudence, they will get killed. So let's see here. I can't afford any of this, but we could still work for, we can save that for later. And that is all the information on him, so we have a bit of a story to read here. Give me a minute while I read through this. Silent abnormality understands a conflict between good and evil. Its empty eye sockets stare at all those who encounter it. A giant skull that is attached to a cross wears a crown of thorns. It floats about 2 meters above the ground. While its appearance is bizarre, it is rare to record an incident of violence against employees involving this abnormality. It feeds on the evil that seeps out during conversations between people. The assigned employee must kneel before it, standing appears to be acceptable, and present their evil by confessing their sins to it. The way it feeds is unknown. Excerpt for experiment record. We have cataloged a sin a person can commit into 3 levels. Level 1, a small lie or action that goes unnoticed and can be shared in jest. Level 2, sins that are more serious and only shared with the closest of friends. Level 3, sins so profound that cannot be shared with anyone. These will be taken to the grave. Employee Redacted was assigned to confirm a level 1 sin. Energy production via the abnormality increased by 12%. Employee Redacted was assigned to confess a level 2 sin. Energy production via the abnormality increased by 15%. We assigned an Employee Redacted to confess a level 3 sin. 1 minute and 48 seconds after an employee was sent in, a bright flashlight was seen. The light was so bright it could be seen from outside a containment unit. Immediately following the light, there was a facility-wide power outage. The phenomenon lasted for 2 hours. Employee Redacted lost 6 years of their memory. Further experiments were cancelled. Scientific ethics decree that all footage of those who participate in the experiment are to be kept sealed. However, the incident left us no choice but to review the footage of the containment unit. Employee Redacted. This happened during Redacted at around 4 p.m. Anyway, there's this railway about 20 minutes from my house. Some of my good friends and they decided to dress up as forest animals. One of us chose to go as a deer. It's a crude costume. It could hardly be called one, to be honest. Just a pair of clumsily made antlers and a dark outfit with some deer spots on it. Oh, wait, I don't know how our dear friend wandered into the woods. We didn't even notice he was missing for maybe an hour. We searched for him and finally found him in some bushes. We called out his name. I'm not sure if it was the relief of finally finding us or what but he started sprinting towards us. And that's when we heard the gunshots. Bang! 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 I came to my senses. I saw the blood splatter all the way to my feet. After that, not one of us dressed up as an animal ever again. That's all. By the way, is this really supposed to work? Observation log 4-4-35. Its eye sockets are empty. It is a skull after all. But I doubt it's blind. It certainly has its gaze fixed on me. I can somehow feel like that it's listening to me. Confessing to it does lighten my heart, admittedly. Afterwards, we investigated the incident in the employee's hometown to get a better picture. We learned that a boy named Justin was shot and killed in a deer costume by hunters during hunting season. Unlike the employee's confession, Justin was repeatedly bullied by the other kids. Witnesses said they heard the kids shout, "Run, Justin, run!" right before the gunshot. After the incident, the kids at the scene moved out of town and deer hunting had abandoned the area. Experts for Abnormality Research Log X-392. Honestly, you can't expect all of our employees to give honest confessions to that skull. Now, around 1 in 10 employees will tend to say something that's not completely true. It's a bit different from a lie. You can say that's a subconscious excuse they make. They start deceptives to justify their actions, even though they are aware that they should be telling the truth. Once this happens, the confession is no longer truly a confession. So I'm talking about you trying to justify your tardiness for 5 minutes now. Okay, so that is all the information on him. Like I said, they still have some weapons and armor we can grab, but I'm going to save that for the next day. So we're going to go ahead and complete our day. So as you can see, our work success rate jumped up a few points on both of our characters. So about 2 points for every time we sent them in there. We got a good ranking, so we got some 3 lobotomy points. Proceed to our next day. Yes, please. Okay, so before we begin a new day, we have to pick a new abnormality to join our roster. We have, so you can kind of tell what's going on, what you might get based on the nomenclature here. I know that F is kind of like fairy tales. O is like more like, I think, original ideas. T is something, I'm not sure. Technical? Maybe? I don't know. This is a recording of the day we mustn't forget. O-2-56. People are committing sins long ago. Why do they commit sins knowing it's wrong? Or F-2-44. However, the curse continues eternally, never broken. You know what? I think this would be a good point to show off. I know what this is already. Just from the description. But yes, I'm going to go with this one to kind of show off. F is kind of like fairy tale-ish kind of stuff. Face the fear, build the future. That is the motto of our founder, the one we refer to as A. Tell me, if you had to choose one, which part of the motto do you prefer? Face the fear, I ain't scared of shit. We are the first humans of this world to discover abnormalities. Of course, with the exclusion of myself, as I do not exactly belong to humanity. How should I put it? We are pioneers of an entirely new world in a brand new field of study. The discoveries we have made thus far are merely the tip of the iceberg. Abnormalities have been among us since the beginning. However, we have only just found their essence, their strange nature. We confront them for the first time, and we face fear itself. They were fundamentally an incarnation of fear. There was a bit of confusion last time, wasn't there? Usually I am in charge of security of your office. However, it seems that I failed to pay enough attention to Sapphire meeting room. I heard the control team employee has resigned from the corporation. Good job. You do know what it means to resign here in the company, don't you? I'll take that as a no. I do sometimes miscalculate what information I should deliver to you and what I shouldn't. Some aspects of our company that I consider natural and obvious may come as quite a shock to you. We have a variety of roles here. It's like a well-structured play. Each actor has a role, and they must be faithful to their part without any error, synchronizing with each other. Now imagine that one of the actors decides to leave the stage before they didn't like their role. The actor should have played their predetermined part at the predetermined timing before making their exit stage left. But to leave the stage without fulfilling their part means that the life and role its actor are finished. That is what we mean when we say someone resigns. Great job, manager. You did exactly what I asked of you. I knew you could do it. You'll never guess how much I rooted for you back there. As for me, the day went alright. We covered a joint emergency protocol drill for my team. Not a single dropout or injury. Everyone did a good job. Say that wasn't perfect, though. By the way, manager, have you seen something creepier than abnormalities? Those entities that wander the facility, unable to be contained, and sometimes they manifest themselves in the corridors? No, but that's creepy as fuck. The drills do no good when you encounter them, since we don't have enough data on them, so we always have to stay alert. No matter how meticulous our plan is, we can't control the unknown. Sometimes, when I encounter them, I get a strange feeling. It's not fear or anything, some other sensation. Strange, isn't it? I feel nauseous, like something within me is palpitating out of control, and it feels like I'm no longer myself. How can I describe it? Like something's wriggling inside of me, little by little. Your job isn't just to keep the abnormalities in control, you need to make sure they're happy so they'll be able to produce as many PE boxes as they can. Please work hard on this. Everything else should be secondary to that objective. Goal: complete 4 work processes with a good result. Okay, another really easy mission that we can handle. We're gonna go ahead and expand a control team. It is our only team we can expand. Did we not get a bonus though? Usually when you complete a mission, you do get a bonus. Ah, yeah, here we go. So we can have game acceleration. You can accelerate the flow of time during management up to 2 times by using the TT2 acceleration protocol. Order agents to work in other departments. Joint command permits you to give cross-divisional work orders between departments. We only have 1 department, so it is pointless to pick this up right now. Recall scattered agents to their home department in the main room. Beepers will provide agents so they can be notified to return to their home department. This one's pretty good, but again, we're not sending employees to different departments yet, so it's kind of useless since they're all in the general same area. So I'm just going to take the general game speed acceleration. That should make our days go a little bit faster. And now we have more lobotomy points. I think at this point what I'm going to do is we are going to hire again, but I'm going to drop... I'm going to give it a little bit of prudence. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at our ego list for a second. What is giving us our +4 here? You know what I think it is? Because I forgot that there's so many different systems here. They all got +4 movement speed right now. You know what? We're also going to go ahead and strengthen this employee. Give him a bit of fortitude. Oops. And Mason. We'll give some... We'll give a point in temperance, why not? There we go. So... Today we have to get 30 energy. Again, not really too difficult. And so, yeah, now we have this weird looking guy down here. I don't even know what the fuck this is supposed to be. He's got kind of like an insect body, but also looks mammalian. And then you have the horns and a shit ton of eyes. I don't know. I would just be... I'd want to die if I looked like that, to be honest with you. Anyway, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna still work on this guy. We're gonna get your work up. I do not remember exactly how this works, but I do know we could die here if we're not careful. I'm gonna go instinct. Instinct work with you. You have the most health, so you have the least amount of risk when it actually comes to dealing with this. The problem is I don't know what kind of damage that he does, so we do have to pay attention to that. So let's see. 4-2-44 is so appalled by its grotesque appearance, it repeatedly tries to kill itself. Holy shit, I was joking. That's terrible. So it's doing white damage to us, so that's something we need to be mindful of. He actually does feel like it's a little bit tougher. We could die here, actually. Holy shit, we could actually die. Okay, so, no, he just went insane. So, this is fine. If a character goes insane... There are ways to take care of that. I am, however, not prepared to do that right now, because I would need this weapon. So, what essentially happened is, white is mental damage. And if an employee takes too much mental damage because they don't have a lot of prudence, they will go absolutely crazy. There is a couple ways to deal with that. We can just go kill our employee to stop them from going crazy, or we can take a weapon that's got white damage, and it will restore the sanity of the employee who's gone crazy. So we've already fucked up here, but just for shits and giggles, I'm going to show this off, so we can send our employees to go handle our out-of-control employee. Or otherwise, he's going to go around and start just randomly killing people. Because, you know, that's great. Oh no, and he is my employee with the most amount of health too. Oh no. And there he goes. Mason is dead. Numbers that drove him crazy. Anyway, but that's okay, because we're still early on in the day, we didn't lose too much progress. But now we know! And we know that instinct work was a terrible idea. But what we can do is we can send you now, because you have the most SP, and we will send Mason in there, to continue getting, because I need some of those weapons that do more damage, or not, or mental damage. But how does Insight work with you? Insight seems to be working pretty well, actually. This seems to be going a lot better. There we go. That was really good, actually. So we got 2 good results already. We're over halfway of our goal. Can we buy some new equipment? Yeah, I can buy the armor. So we're gonna want to continue working on this guy. Let's go ahead and send. That's kind of the tricky thing, isn't it? Well, I know Insight works pretty well. So maybe if I send him in now, that'll be different. Oh, it's common. Okay, that was really bad. Oh no, oh no, oh no, he's going crazy. Damn it. That's the tricky part here. It's like, it really is going to be a balance between, just trying to survive. I can't send any of these guys go crazy yet. So really, all I can do is maybe send you in there. And try to get as much information out of this guy as I can. He's definitely tougher than our first one here. You seem to really succeed on Insight. The other one's not so much. Yeah, we didn't get a good result that time. That's fine, though, because we are going to pick up this again. Let's grab this. Attachment work. So all these kind of had low results, which leads me to think that repression might be the best thing to do here. Which is actually really good for us, because repression work is typically difficult to level up. So this could be a really nice way for us to get what we need. I'm going to send you over here. Oh yeah, that's looking a little bit better. Okay, we already have a meltdown going on, which is fine because it's 1 sin. 1 sin doesn't do anything, so we're just gonna leave that be for now. Yeah, repression seems to be doing pretty good. Let's take a quick look. Yes, that does seem to be the key here. But as you can notice, he has changed. I think this is the one that if we do repression work, which is its preferred work, twice. It's a bad idea for us because it will kill him. And we don't want him to die, so we're going to send you over here. We're going to go ahead and send you back into here to kind of take care of this. Take a quick look. We'll try Insight work this time. Okay, how's everyone looking? We're doing pretty well. You're going to survive this, no problem. That gives us more information. Okay, so because we did other different work, it is now back on its feet. And so basically, if I remember right, we want to alternate between our 2 different work types with this one to keep it the work that it wants to do and work that it doesn't want to do, just so that way we don't beat it up too many times. So let's see. Yeah, so repression. Committing repression work with F-2-44 showed the best energy results. This work produced a good number of PE boxes, but negatively affected the felt of F-2-44. Okay, so we're going to send you back in there. And we'll send you in there this time. I'm going to keep going until I complete the mission and get the information I need from here. That should give us enough PE boxes to get all the equipment out of this guy. See, any work other than repression was found to improve the health of F-2-44. And then finally, after repeated repression work, F-2-44 collapsed with a weak moan onto the floor. Once it had passed, Carino, who had carried out the work process, began to suffer unidentified symptoms. Soon, F-2-44 was born anew. Okay, so on the next day, I'm going to show exactly what that means. But yeah, we do not want to do repression work on this thing twice. So we're going to go over here, we'll send you back into there, and we'll send you into there. This will cause another meltdown, but again, we are still early on the game. Meltdowns are not serious. just going to pick up another one of these armor. Because even though it is not that much of an improvement is still better than nothing. Okay. We have enough for another piece of information. This also is non-escaping. And we almost need 10 more for the story. Okay, we got to send somebody in here real quick. So let's go ahead and send you into there. Chances are they might go crazy, so that could ruin our whole day, which isn't going to be fun. I'm going to come over here. We're going to do attachment work again. The curses existed for centuries. Death is another form of joy brought by birth. Lovely messages from these monsters. Love seeing it. Okay, and that should give us what we need. We also have the Semperfi mission cleared, so we know we can end this day. Go ahead and grab that. We need 15 for the weapon. How are we looking? Any PE gifts? No, not from the looks of it. That's fine. We're going to come over here and figure out what our last bit of information is. It is called Beauty in the Beast. Like I said, very fitting for the fairy tale nomenclature here. It'll give us a Teth Horn, which gives us a fast-acting medium-range weapon that does red damage. Gives us the Ego Gift of the Horn, which is a hat, plus 2 HP, plus 2 SP. One thing to kind of consider, too, is that if an employee already has an Ego Gift of a particular type, we might send him into something else, because working on him will not give that Ego Gift anymore. So we also have gives us a little bit more defense and the red and white damage. Its black damage is about the same as our regular equipment, and pale is still the same. Again, pale is going to be very difficult to work with, but we shouldn't have to deal with that for a while. Let's take a quick look. Right, we had the story here. A self-loathing abnormality that spends every day letting out miserable screams. It wishes to break the cycle of the curse, but there is no way to do so. Beauty was once a fair lady with charming green eyes. One day, the poor lady learns of a job opening at the manor of the Count, with the promise of hefty payment. The Count had a monstrous appearance. Hermit says that anyone who dares to enter his manor is never seen again. It's to be a hideous monster preying on people. With a thought in mind, she brought a very sharp knife with her. The lady was hired and worked at the manor. Contrary to the rumor, the monster was nowhere to be seen. Sometimes at night she could hear a voice. It was very kind and compensated her for her troubles handsomely. Working in the manor, the lady bore a greedy thought. If the Count was gone, I could take all his possessions for myself. One day she went into the Count's room. The room was instructed to never enter during the day. There she saw the Count's true form. He was truly horrendous. Hundreds of eyes, 4 legs. He was neither human nor animal. The lady thought perhaps such a hideous monster would be better off if it didn't exist. She proceeds to stab the beast with her knife. Surprisingly, the beast laughed in its last moments. Before the lady could even ask why it was laughing, she began to change. Hundreds of eyes formed and a thick coat of fur grew on her. Soon she turned into the beast. Now the manor and all its riches belong to her. Rumor says to anyone who dares enter the Count's manor is never seen again. Yeah, these are not good creatures, by the way. They are nightmarish creatures. Okay, we're gonna go over here. So Parker went up. Mason definitely went up a little bit. And then Finn actually did level up because his prudence went up to 3. Gives him a big boost to SP, and our work speed kind of obviously went up as well. We got 3 more lobotomy points. They took a little bit longer than expected. I am taking too long talking about this, but it's okay. So we have D-2-107. Dude, your little angel is gnawing on your colleague's finger. O-1-92. It's a good day. Are you still shy today? Or O-1-12. She was so talkative before, yet in the end, loneliness was the only listener. Some tricky ones off the bat. This one would be kind of cool. So what I understand of the circle ones are like Kickstarter-backed little ones. They're a little trickier to deal with, especially early on. I do not like this one right now. This one, I don't remember. I think out of everything, this one isn't so bad. It's another Teth, I believe. Actually, you know what? I might go with this one. Greetings, manager. Marks 3 days now that you have worked here. Number 3 is a mysterious one. In age-old fables, it is common for a mysterious entity to appear and tell the protagonist to utter 3 wishes. Sadly, I am not a mage or billionaire that can grant your wishes. However, I do happen to know what your predecessors wished for. There were many aspirations. Common among them was the seeking of some kind of growth. To lead the company to prosperity, achieve spiritual maturity. You name it, each wanted to flower in a different way. Which of those two would you want? I wish to prosper the company to prosper. I wish to mature my spirit. For the company! Your future is determined by what you do at this moment. Currently, you work for Lobotomy Corporation. In our company, you will see things that cannot be seen, and you will feel things that cannot be felt. You shall do impossible things. May your wish be granted. Perhaps you'll become the best manager I've seen yet. So you may be asking yourself if your predecessors managed to fulfill their wish. I suppose what happened to the others is not important, after all. I do promise to cheer you on for the journey to your final goal, though. That was a bit ominous. You did it again, and you did it flawlessly, too. I myself have a lot of work to do. If you look at my notebook, my to-do list is always so full. But I know I can get through it. I should do my best. I always have. I know I'm slower than the others. I always have to check my lists or I'll miss something important. That's why I have this notebook with me all the time. Can't leave any mistakes, you know? I've been carrying it for so long that it's almost worn out. It's been with me ever since I began working here as a Sapphire of the control team. I know Lady Angela worries about me from time to time, but I've got everything under control. I feel like this is the kind of life I've been yearning for ever since a long, long time ago, even before I was capable of thinking. It feels as if I've wished for the same thing before, in some other place that wasn't the control team. Malfkoof, please finish the report I requested by the end of today. Sure thing, boss. I got it right here on my list. I have it turned in by the end of the day. Well, I should get going. It's a pleasure talking to you, manager. The AIs here, they're all unstable, with the exception of me. It's especially bad for Malkov. You've noticed it, haven't you? I can't complain, though. It only makes it easier for me to control her. As you know, our facility isn't the most stable thing. We're only able to keep the abnormalities contained thanks to the Quailoff deterrence, which we briefly adjusted down just before the workday begins. But this deterrence becomes unstable as time goes on, and eventually some abnormalities may undergo a meltdown. Complete 8 work processes and containment units under Quailoff. I think Quailoff is the actual meltdown point. It's just a fancy name for it. So when that happens, we actually have to send our employee in there to take care of that. I think we have a team that can kind of handle most situations at this point. I think I'm going to take the recall. That's probably going to be more important for right now, just because sometimes our employees can kind of wander off if we actually misclick. So just to kind of have that there will be nice. We are going to give another Prudence character over here, and I'm actually going to... There we go. Now we got 2 level 2 characters, Parker and Finn. I can actually come over here now, because we should have some new equipment that we can put. So the key thing here is that this armor is not the greatest. It only gives us a minor reduction to red and white, but it gives us a major reduction down for our black damage, so it's worth to kind of just give that to our crew. We don't have anything to do with black damage at the moment, but that is still better than our old equipment. So we don't have any weapons to have, so we're going to begin our management. And so what do we have here? O-1-12. It looks like an old woman in a rocking chair. And how dangerous could that be? But we will find out not everything is as easy as it looks. We're going to go ahead and send you to deal with detachment work. We're going to come over here. Repression with a guy over here, Parker. He should be doing well. And then over here, let's do insight work with you. I don't think that's necessarily the right work, but you know what? Finn's got some stats. See, he's buffed up a little bit. He should be able to handle that. You know, we are going to fast forward just a little bit, just kind of keep things going. And as you can see, as our base gets bigger and bigger, our employees have a lot longer to walk to, so it's kind of a good idea to have that little recall there. So if they do get kind of lost and you don't know where your employees are, you can just kind of call them to our main room over here. We're going to come over here. We are going to grab a weapon, and then we are just going to immediately send... Okay, actually, let's take a look at this. She's pretty tough too. She's got a lot of PE boxes. You can kind of tell the toughness of the abnormality based on how many boxes it takes. It looks to be she's got about the same as our Beauty and the Beast, so we can probably expect this to be a 10th class opponent. We got to be a little careful. She's doing white damage to us, so we want to send somebody with a little bit of prudence just to make things easier on us. Come over here. What do we have? 20 and 20, so we don't have enough for either one of those. No employee's got an ego gift yet, from what I can tell, so let's go ahead over here. I like doing the abnormality work type first. Kind of gives us an idea what works best with her. I don't remember what kind of work we were doing, so... You know, she's doing white damage. I think I'm going to send Parker down there again, just because he's got a little bit more defense against that. We're going to go ahead and have you work on that, and we're going to have you restore the health of Beauty and the Beast. And that's basically this game. It's basically just a management simulator of just trying to balance out the different monsters and try to keep them all happy while trying to get their energy for the day. We don't really have too much going on in terms of danger. These are all pretty basic ones. I don't think they're... Yep, Beauty and the Beast doesn't escape. This one doesn't escape. I think this one probably doesn't escape, but we should just make sure. Attachment seems to be working the best for her, so maybe that's the work we do with her. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and send another character into here. Let's go ahead and send our Mason in there. And then we'll come over here, do some repression work with you. That should get some justice experience. It's pretty difficult to get a hold of. Okay, and we got a lot more boxes just for her, so that'd be great. Do we have anything here? Nope, 20. So what do we have? We have Insight is okay, Attachment is the best, and Repression probably isn't the best idea. We shouldn't go in there and beat the shit out of an old lady. That seems like a really bad idea. Okay. So, I need to be a little bit careful here, just because I need to know which one of these is going to melt down. We're going to go ahead and send you into there. Insight, I'm going to send you into there. And attachment work. Okay, Beauty and the Beast is melting down, so that makes things nice and easy for us. We'll pick up another Zayn Penitence weapon, so that's great over there. Got an employee going down there. And we do have enough for this. We'll grab it. Just, it's not the best. Not really that great, actually. That's fine. We have 2 Quailoff counters that are done for this. So... just kind of keep sending our boys in here to kind of take care of this. Repression. We're going to send you in there. Now, as we have meltdowns, our Quailoff counter is actually going to increase as we work. What that ends up happening is that it will increase the number of abnormalities that will melt down at a given time. So eventually we will have all 3 melting down. That gets more dangerous later on because it basically gives you a red flag on more dangerous entities. But really not a big deal right now. It'll help us complete this Quailoff meltdown in a little bit. So we're going to come over here. Since we have all of the work types, let's go with the guidelines. The abnormality other than O-1-2 is work with the Quailoff counter lowered. So she does have she does get mad. When the Quailoff counter reaches 0, black shapes formed inside the containment unit. We decided to dub these shapes Solitude based on the condition in which they form. When a Solitude piled up, it stuck to Jacob while they entered the containment unit. So, okay. She gets very lonely, apparently. That's not great. Pick up another one of those. And we are going to go ahead and send somebody to go deal with her. We'll send you, which is going to trigger a meltdown. You can kind of tell because based on how many blocks there are. We have 1 block left to a meltdown, so let's go ahead and see what's going to start. Okay, so it's 1 sin. 1 sin's easy to deal with. We'll just send you into there. We're going to go ahead and send Parker into there to restore the health of Beauty and the Beast. And we should just be about done with 1 sin. We got to get 2 more pieces of equipment, and then we never have to work with him again. We may work with him anyway, just because there are times where like he's melting down, or we just need a really easy one to push into like a meltdown. that will become later important when we get to some of these, because meltdowns can trigger certain events. So it's easy to just, instead of sending like our strongest employees to deal with a really strong abnormality, we could send a newbie to here to just kind of trigger the meltdown. It is a viable strategy. Okay, we don't have enough for that. We should be able to get more information. When the Solitude piled up, it stuck to Jacob. We already had that. Time had to deal with the continuous white damage until the Solitude eventually fell off. Until it was gone, they could not move or do any work. That sucks, but it's not the end of the world. It's not super dangerous. Solitude gives us a work success rate and work speed by 3. If anybody has that. No, that doesn't look like it. That's fine. We're going to come over here, do attachment work with, you know what? Finn, I think, will be good on that one. We will send... Yeah, you know what? I think you might survive. And then Beauty and the Beast needs some repression work, so we're going to send Parker into there. Because we can always use more attack speed. The chanting over there is coming from one Sin over here. Some of them have sound effects that will play. We're going to have 2 meltdowns when as soon as he enters. That's going to be great. Love seeing that. Love it. Okay. So we just immediately need to go take care of that. Okay, he's doing black damage. That could be actually real bad for us. Black is a little weird. Hold up, let's see. Come on. Pull through, pull through. Just need one more box. Come on. Oh, he did it. Okay. How close were we on that, actually? Oh, he was about halfway there. No! That was a misclick on my part. Oh, no. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. And that just ruined my entire fucking day, actually. Holy shit. Wow. I can't believe I did that. Okay, I am just gonna rush through this now, because, that was embarrassing. We are gonna go 2 speed on here, and we're gonna send you down there. Okay, let's try that again. Shouldn't take too long to catch up. But that's how easy, you know, it is to fuck up in this game. Well, the old lady's melting down. That's not a big deal because she's currently being worked on. So what I was trying to say before I really fucked up, so the attack damage types kind of work interesting. A is physical type, so that's our main health here. So like Finn here has got 20 HP. If I send him into a room that does red damage, it can get fucked up. But if I send her in a room that does white damage, she's got a little bit more resistance to that. Black damage attacks both, if I'm not mistaken, will attack both health and prudence. And then pale is we don't talk about pale. Okay. There we go. Well, thank God I'm still early on in the game, so we didn't lose that much progress, to be honest. It's about where we were last time anyway. Okay, we actually did get an ego gift now. So, Parker over here was able to get the flower, or the horn, or whatever they want to call it, which gives us, I believe, the prudence and the fortitude, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. SP plus SP. So that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and send Parker down here, and we are going to send our Mason into 1 sin. And this should just be about where we were last time. I'm going to continue working on old lady here, try to get as much information from her as I can. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so Beauty and the Beast is melting down, which is not good. Because I'm going to need somebody to immediately go in there as soon as she's done. Let's send you. And we'll send you down there. Grab for you. Almost. Nope. There we go. One more from you, and then we're done. What else can we grab? Escaping information. She has a maximum quail counter of 4. She gives us our first gun. It's actually going to be very useful for us. We actually kind of want some more ranged weapons than we do want melee, because we don't want to get close to any of these monsters. And we also have the old lady. She's our 10th class. It does work damage of white. Okay. So, let's see here. We still need to get to the day. Let's go ahead and send somebody to deal with you. Okay, we're going to send you down there to take care of that, and we're going to send you to take care of that. Okay. And all we gotta do is 3 more meltdowns. After that, we gotta do like 2 more. We gotta do 2 more of these. That's fine. There is one more type of abnormality we haven't discovered yet, but I will just talk more about that on the next day. And we've already been almost an hour at this. Okay. How are we doing over here? We are done with you. Great. Okay, so see this number that's above the name of the person? That is our Quail countdown. If this reaches 0, a meltdown of that particular abnormality will happen. So that whole thing with the black solitude that fills the room, when that hits 0, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to come over here, grab another suit. That doesn't really quite help us out. The teams were doing pretty well, so we're going to go ahead and do repression with you. Okay, and now the old lady is going crazy again, so we're going to send you down there. Okay, so her armor is kind of interesting. We will take more red damage, but we will have the protection against black. So that might be worth picking up. We're going to come over here. Insight work with you. Oh, and he actually got the glasses from the old lady too. So he's got some work speed and success. So right off the bat on that. So that's great. Why don't we go ahead and read a bit about our old lady here. An abnormality taking form of an old and feeble woman. Anytime someone enters this containment unit, it will talk to that person. What it tells differs from time to time, how it always commences with, "Dearie, dearie, would you like to hear a story?" The story could be a lullaby, an unspecified poem, a nursery rhyme, a common children's story, or something entirely new. It knows every children's story and will not stop recounting them until the listener finally leaves. Excerpt from the counseling records. She may be the loneliness of all abnormalities. She's filled with loneliness and tells her tale to fill that void. Oh, every story needs a listener. When someone enters her room, she tries to fill that void. Of course, listening to her is a very dangerous thing. She knows every story on Earth, and even those that cannot possibly exist. Our minds can't cope with such a thing. It could fry our brain in an instant. Okay, so we still have more to do. So we're going to come over here, abnormality details. We're going to grab our first Teth weapon. That's going to greatly increase our firepower. And then we're going to go ahead and send you back down there. Repression, we will go ahead and send you. It is kind of a good idea to kind of continue working with some of these other abnormalities, even though we're done, just for stat levels, and he is really good with attachment. But we also have the old lady here, which will increase it faster, so it's not the end of the world. See, grab another armor. We'll save the gun for last, even because we already kind of have some light damage weapons from this guy that should help us out if any of our employees go crazy. So this is the situation I was saying before. If we're in a situation where we're one away from a meltdown, it's a good idea to kind of chuck somebody into the 1 sin and 100 good deeds. Just because we don't know what will actually start melting down. So we can send kind of like one of our trash employees into there. We'll send Hoon in there, why not? So he'll cause the meltdown, which will trigger 2 things to start melting down. So we have Beauty and the Beast here. Let's go ahead. Let's pause. We're going to do insight work with our guy right here. And then we'll do attachment work with you. You can pause at any time if things get a little stressful, so don't worry about that. If you got a lot of shit going on, take a break to analyze what's going on. This is actually a turn-based game. It may not seem like it, but you can just stop to consider what's going on. Essentially, if you are at a point where there is no meltdown that's going to happen, and you don't have anybody working, it essentially is pausing the game for you. So you could take a step back and just kind of reflect on where you're at and kind of see where things are going. Don't feel like you're in any particular rush. The only time that you're rushed is when you're caused a meltdown, so. We're 1 away from that. We are done with 1 sin. And we have the old lady here who still missing a few boxes. But I think that's good enough, so we can just stop for the day. Let's take a quick look at our employees. We have 1 character who has the horn, 1 character who's got the glasses, so that's pretty good already. Might want to start sending them. You can have multiple ego gifts too, so it's not like you can have one or the other. Like, depending on the type, 1 is the head and 1 is the eyes. I could have a character who's got both of those. So, let's go ahead and end the workday there. Let's see, Parker went up. His temperance went up to 2, so that's pretty good. Mason went up tremendously. That huge boost to her temperance. Finn, temperance went up. Some SP. And Hoon went up. Go ahead and start to the next day. T-9-97. Those betrayed hearts sank into the depths, slowly forgotten in the ever-lengthening corridors of time. Now everything will be just fine. T-9-94. Many of those who underwent an operation inside the machine found themselves rested and healthy again. Okay, so what I didn't explain is every 4th day of a week, what we're gonna get is not technically like a monster abnormality, but we're gonna get an item abnormality. And they can just be as dangerous, so don't think it's going to make the job any easier. But sometimes it's You're either going to get a really good item that will help you out. A lot of mediocre, middle of the road won't help you out one way or the other. Or just very dangerous items you should never fucking touch because, it's just a bad idea. But the thing is, in order for completion of the game, you have to get every abnormality in every item in the game. So at some point or another, you will have to interact with the dangerous ones, even if you don't want to. So we're just going to go with those betrayed hearts sink into the depths, slowly forgotten the ever-lengthening corridors of time. You take pride in what you do here. If not, this recent news will likely change your mind. After your arrival, the rate of urgency output has increased by 13%. You still don't feel the significance of this figure, then let me add that it is a record-breaking percentage. How do you feel? I can take pride in that. We are being more productive. Ever since you began working here, the company has been taking strides in improvement. This means you are performing your role well. This shows that there should only be good news to come. A machine such as myself doesn't flatter easily. It is good to know that you are happy with your work. I remember your face the very first time you came here. You were so withdrawn, face all gray and grim, and you were all nervous about my presence. Don't worry, it's okay for you to be happy now. Today's a rather special day. You see that bottle of champagne on the table? Allow me to pour you a glass. Shall we toast? Today's occasion is not something as monumental as someone's birthday or the company's day of founding. You lost an employee for the first time yesterday. In fact, many more shall follow. I'm telling you just in case you were unexpectedly shocked by the news. They had known the risk of from the beginning. The company grows fertilized by their sacrifices. It's as simple as that. This is a really grooming subject for the fact that it's cheery music. I'm sure they would have felt proud of themselves as they took their final breath. Accepting their deaths with equanimity would be the greatest respect you can pay them. That is why I popped this bottle of champagne I've kept for so long. 3 cheers for the deceased, and the memorandum for their noble sacrifices. I don't want to drink right now. Oh, do you want to save it for later? That's fine. There will be many more occasions on which to toast. However, Manager, please refrain from drinking alone when I'm not around. A toast is only worthy when there's a companion around to clean glasses together. We need to be honest here, Malkuf. You simply cannot suppress the ordeals with the employees you currently have at your disposal. Trust me, I'm the head of the information team. Even your team, were to suppress the ordeals on their own, there's too great of a risk of extreme mental damage to your employees. But Yasad, you only need to consider the mortality rate of the agents and the possibility of abnormalities breaching. Malkuf, Lady Angela said that one crazy employee will kill 10 others. I'm the Sapphire of the control team. I may outrageous mistakes in other aspects, but this role I know better than anyone else. I know how to handle employees on the verge of insanity. I even wrote down a code of conduct for it. Honestly, it feels like I'm the only one who follows the guide. Am I wrong? Please tell me if you happen to need it. I can always share a copy with you. I'm fine, but that code of yours... I don't need weak employees in my department. Weakness means elimination. The death of your place in my department. To work for the control team, the department that leads the corporation signifies that you are more than capable than anyone else. Manager, please say something to them. You've been watching what's happened to those weak-willed employees from the comfort of your office, haven't you? Can any one of you guys say something? Well, thanks so much for visiting me. It's made me so happy. We should meet up again sometime. All of us Upper Sephiroth. I have an announcement to the Sephiroth of the upper layer. The mental corruption levels of the control team's employees exceed the maximum threshold, and just what did the other Sephiroth do in the meantime? Sit and watch? The control team has failed to handle the ordeals. Supplement the staff immediately and suppress the ordeals. I will ask for support from the other departments. When dusk falls, as the quail of the turns weakens, the abnormalities will begin to grow agitated. Certain things we call ordeals, which we cannot contain, will go on a rampage, just as they are right now. Could you calm down the employees by suppressing the ordeals that show up at dusk? I'll help you out with it as soon as I can. Goal complete a dusk ordeal. Okay. So unfortunately, we cannot do that mission yet. A dusk ordeal is super fucking difficult, and we will not have that ability to experience that for quite a while. We will pick up the joint command, even though, again, we don't have another department, so it is kind of pointless. So, must be past day 20. We are only on day 4. That is going to take some time to get to. So let's go hire another employee. This one we are going to maybe... do I need the Justice? No, because we have Beauty and the Beast. But I will give him more Prudence because that is going to be helpful, and I want the Temperance just because of the old lady. So, Chad here. We can actually buff up some of our other characters too. If I wanted to, I can give him a point of Prudence, which I think I might. Mason, how are we doing? You could use some Prudence. I can actually send you into Beauty and the Beast now. Strength Earner Employee, we're going to increase your health. Finn and HUD, how are we looking? Again, don't have enough HUD. Okay, so that's fine. So, what we're going to do is our ego list. We now have some more weapons. So, we can actually give our character its, Path weapon, which will be a little bit better than 4 to 6, 5 to 9. So just on both ends, it increases our damage. We are also going to give these guys pendants, which should help us from having any employees that go fucking crazy. Ego suits, so we have Solitude here. Honestly, if I usually like to kind of keep, if someone has a weapon, I kind of like keeping the weapon and the armor set together. We might not want to do that later on, but in general, that's kind of how I like to do it, just so I can kind of see, okay, this is my Beauty and the Beast character, and so forth. Mason, you are currently wearing the Zayn armor. You aren't, so we'll go ahead and drop that in there. I would give these Solitude, but I don't like the increase of red damage. It does have a nice decrease of black damage, which is very, very great. But that is a huge weakness to red, and we might run into some red enemies early on in the game. So I am going to go ahead and can begin management and see where we're at. So, what is this thing? This thing looks like 2 puzzle lizards? I don't know how else to describe that besides 2 puzzle lizards. And kind of a yin-yang kind of deal going on here. Or maybe that's just a galaxy. That looks more like a galaxy. It could be a galaxy. So what we're going to do right now, since we can't complete our mission, we're just going to go ahead and complete our day. I will send somebody into here, though. Just kind of seeing what that's about. Let's go ahead and send you to deal with that. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to cancel that order. We are going to send you to deal with that. We are going to send you to deal with Beauty and the Beast. And we should be done with you. So I don't need to work on you anymore. So we're going to go see what this one does. Again, unlike a Monster Abnormality, these ones work based on number of uses. So when we send an agent in here, we should hopefully get some information. That didn't seem to do anything. I'm not sure what the hell happened there. Okay, so let's send another character in there and see if that changes anything. She just kind of looked at it and walked off. Not quite. That doesn't quite help us out. So we're going to go ahead over here. Okay. Alright then. So it seemed to spit something out, and then, like, the employee gave it something, and then the object itself. A mysterious marble that hangs in a containment unit. Utilize the abnormality to fortify an EO weapon. This consumes a small amount of the facility's currently collected. That's probably what ended up happening. So I didn't have any energy, so I couldn't use what I needed to do. Okay, that makes sense. But now that I have a little bit more energy, let's send her. Let's see if we can send her back in there. We're gonna go ahead and attachment work with. Well, let's see if we can use more glasses on people. And we'll come over here and do some inside work. Why not? And then once you kind of get done with an abnormality, you can kind of set it and forget it, especially these ones that are non-escaping. Let's see what happens. It sends the item in there. They kind of pray, hope for the best. Who's melting down? Beauty and the Beast. That's fine. Okay, so we had some successful uses on this already. We want to be careful because sometimes sending the same employee into one of these can have a negative result, but it is just a Zan level abnormality, so hopefully we don't have anything too scary. We're gonna immediately... We don't have enough for that. Come on. Go ahead and we're gonna send another person in there to suppress that thing. We are going to send another employee into here. Okay, and so our old lady, there we go, and now we need 30 for the gun. As we get up here, the higher level weapons and armor are better, but we can only get so many of them. So like right now we can only get 2 of these guns if we were to focus on work with the old lady here. So she's going back in there, that's just fine. We're gonna come over here, we'll go send, we'll send you in there, why not? Okay, so far we've been getting good results of this. It seems like if they do a little dance, that means they're happy, so... We know the ancient practice, the countless promises that were made, and the unending faith placed in them. The fortified weapon will have higher attack power. However, all that they yielded was only hollowness and betrayal. However, there is a possibility of losing the ego during the fortification process. Okay, who do we want to send now? So in general, it's probably a good idea to kind of just keep using the Zayn guys, because even if they lose them, we can easily get more from once in 1,000 good deeds. So again, we're going to kind of avoid using our test equipment on those guys. So let's see what happens here. Come on, give us something good, give us something good. And no, it didn't work. Okay, that's fine. But does that kill? That's the important thing. As long as it doesn't kill, I can take a bad result. So unfortunately, she loses her weapon. But she just goes back to using the standard riot stick, which is okay. Because what we can do is perfect. We can go ahead and just grab another one of these, and we can come over here and work with 1,001 sin. We'll go ahead and send you in there. There we are. Those who trade hearts sink into depths, solely forgotten in the everlasting corridors of time. The fortified weapon will lose the abnormality's power after the day has passed. Go ahead and send you in there. Why not? There we go. Now we have all of the weapons and the armor from Beauty and the Beast. That's pretty much a done monster. This one's done. What's going on over here? Good result, good result, good result! Good result! Yay! I'll take it. I think we gotta use it one more time now.
Okay, so let's see. Nope, that's still 7 uses, so we're not done with that yet. If you make an attempt with an austere heart devoid of desire and expectation, however, you may receive an unexpected reward. Oh, you... Okay, no. We are gonna do this. I'm gonna send you to repress. I'm gonna send... The nice thing about these item ones, though, if this does melt down, we would sometimes need to send an employee to work with them. However, because they're not monsters, if this does melt down, we don't have to worry about it so much. We might lose a little bit of power, but in general, they're no-risk items, so even if they melt down, we can just kind of leave it sitting there. I kind of want to get this gun before we go into the next day. And then that'll be about an hour and a half. I think that'd be a good enough stream for right now. I'm going to take a break, grab myself some food, and then, you know, maybe stream a little bit more of this later on today. Okay, so let's see. Kind of a basic day, but Parker did level up. Mason level, you know, just some general stat stuff, but nothing too great. I believe their overall level is dependent on, like, all of their stats. So, like, Parker here has got a 2 in pretty much everything, and a temperance in 3, that's why he's level 3. Everybody here is, like, 2, 3, so I think once we get Mason Justice to 2, that'll be fixed. Another Justice. Justice is really difficult to kind of work with. You've got to... There's not a lot of abnormalities to work with that. And then the ones that do need a high Justice stat, so you're kind of in this catch-22 situation. But we will make it work. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, proceed to the next day. You know what? Yes, please. I will, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to get to the point where you select your employees, and then I'm probably going to call the stream there. It's already been almost an hour and a half, and... Our founder, A, has said this to me many a time. Each successful experiment makes you a better person. The greatness of this company was founded on a multitude of trials and hardships. So you too shall become great. Each day in the company is another small experiment towards shaping your life for the better. How has your day been today? Well, of course, it was fine. Let's spare the peasantries now. Manager, how's your life been? Okay. Leading a normal life can be considered an achievement in this day and age. Although one can always improve the quality of their life. This is a simple metaphor, but the seed of a tree will not grow just anywhere. It requires fertile soil, the right temperature, and fresh water. However, most seeds fall in barren soil. For those malfallen seeds, stretching out their roots and sprouting even small leaves are challenges full of pain. I cannot provide you with water or sunlight. However, I will do my best to tend the soil. Again, there's always this like hint of like kind of depression behind all of everything she says. She's got like this upbeat talk, but then it's like, yeah, by the way, humanity's fucked and there's nothing you can do about it. But I'll be here to watch your progress. Good luck, buddy. I could just drop a point in justice, which would be okay. 2. A lot of our employees are kind of just in the same area, it seems like. Yeah, it's justice holding them back. I could do some fortitude, which should be helpful. We'll just do that, and I think that will be all we can do. We can't really bust up anybody else. I'm going to call it there, and then the next day we're going to start on day 5. Day 5s are interesting. They are the last day of a week, essentially. Actually, I'll try to show that off in a minute. Let's go to the main menu. On those days, we do not pick an abnormality because we have no room to put them. So if I go over here, everything, it's kind of divided up into 10 chunks. Every 5 days, we will have a new department that will open up, and with that means no more abnormalities, more dangerous abnormalities, but also new benefits for us. So every character's kind of got like 5 different things that we need us to do. Give us a little bit of story on them. Let's take a quick look over here. And then for completion of the game, if we go over to Codex here, it'll let you know all the information that you already have. This will be useful for later on when I'm trying to go for the 100% and need to figure out which ones I'm still missing. There are a couple side ones that are kind of I want to hold off on if I can kind of remember what their descriptions were. Kind of set for bonuses, like some bonus equipment and challenges later on. But that will be, I'll showcase off those later. I'm not blind, but it's been a long time. So if I accidentally make a mistake, I apologize for that. But thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate you guys tuning in for Lobotomy Corporation. I hope you guys are enjoying.